Hi, it's Marieta, founder of Immigration Biz. Today I'm gonna teach you how you can live your American dream. So first things first, I wanna ask you, what does it mean for you to live the American dream? What does it mean? Is it freedom? Is it financial freedom? Is it ability to bring your family and put your kids to best schools in the world? Is it to make 100K per month? Is it to live in a beautiful villa with ocean view? What does it mean for you to live the American dream? Most people that I ask, what does it mean to live American dream? They tell me that it's freedom, it's safety, opportunities, and lifestyle. But also, most of these people think that you need to invest a lot of money if you want to succeed in the United States, especially if you want to live your American dream. And that is not necessarily true. I do want to challenge you on that one. Because in order to live your American dream, you don't necessarily need a green card. You don't necessarily need to start with the green card. And you don't necessarily need to invest $500,000 or $1 million to be able to live your American dream. If you are an entrepreneur who has a dream, who's got idea, you can make it happen. My name is Marieta Alsanek, I'm the founder of Immigration Biz, and I'm also immigrant from Slovakia. In 2007, I moved to the United States with $700 in my pocket. Back then, I had a dream. I had no idea how to make this happen. I enrolled to school. I was accepted to one of the best law schools in the country, Northwestern University School of Law. And then I had to face another challenge, how I'm going to pay for this school. So I got a loan, and after I graduated, I was in debt. And I thought, once I become licensed attorney, I'm going to find a job, and that job will definitely give me at least income of $100,000 per year. Well, that didn't really work out because I couldn't find any sponsor. In fact, I couldn't find anybody who can actually provide me H-1B visa. So instead of staying in the US, working for a big law firm, I had to leave the country and figure out the way. And this is the moment in my life that I call, I cracked the code. I actually figure out the way how I can go and start my own business while I'm practicing law from abroad. See, I didn't have a choice. I had to leave the country, so I literally didn't have a choice. And what did I do? I actually incorporated a business in the United States, moved to my country, Slovakia, and I started to practice law online. I set up actually 40 different websites in different jurisdictions, and I got clients. And I started to practice law. Even though I couldn't stay in the US, I was outside of the US running my business. Later, I cracked the code and I figured a way and I became an investor. And since then, I started to serve other entrepreneurs, immigrant entrepreneurs, who want to move to the United States, but they have no idea how. Or maybe they don't have funds. Maybe they don't have $500,000, but they still want to move and they still want to serve people and they do want to make a change. And so if you are one of those people who is brave enough to make the shift in your life by moving from where you're at right now to United States, if you have that dream, that American dream, and you are willing to do whatever it takes, then you are definitely in the right place. But what if you are asking, oh yeah, but maybe it worked for you, but maybe it's not going to work for me because you are different, blah, 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 blah. But what if it's going to work for you? Meet one of my clients, Andre. Andre came to me, it was 3 years ago, with idea. He wanted to incorporate business in the United States. He wanted to start his company, shipping company, and he had only $80,000. What did we do? First things first, I'm gonna actually show you step by step what did we do, but before I show you, I wanna tell you where he's at today. After he got investor visas, He literally scaled his company to multiple 6 figures, and he's heading towards 7-figure mark. Back then, he barely spoke any English. Today, he's fluent in English, he's successful, he's traveling the world, and he's living his dream. So what did we do? How he got from idea to running a business and being so successful and actually free? Because for him, American dream was freedom. So what exactly did we do? So I want you to actually get pen and paper, and we are going to start. I'm going to take you on a journey, and I'm going to break down everything what we do and how you can make it happen as well. So go ahead, grab pen and paper, and let's do this. First things first, you need to validate your idea. It's great that you have idea, but you need to validate your idea. You need to check with the market if there is a demand. You know, we are entrepreneurs, we are creative, we have all kinds of ideas. But if the idea is not validated, it's not going to work for you. So first you need to validate idea. And how can you possibly validate idea? You're going to ask your market. Now, before you even ask your market, you need to establish who is your market. Who do you want to serve? And I want you to be very, very specific. And I also want you to be very, very honest. Because if you're going to pick someone who you don't really want to serve, you're going to be stuck with that person, you're not going to be happy, and you're not going to create good results. It's all about results, right? So you want to make sure you are honest with yourself. Ask yourself, who do I want to serve? How old is this individual? Where do they live? What do they do? What problem am I going to solve? The more you solve problem, the better the result. And of course, you're going to make money. So ask yourself these questions and create the profile of client that you want to serve. And don't be afraid to dream big. There are so many people out there who need your service. So you can literally craft the ideal client avatar and stick with that. And that is going to be your target market. Second, you have to validate your idea, your business idea, with this particular avatar. Maybe your friend is your perfect client. So why don't you interview your friends who are within the category of your perfect avatar? If you don't have friends who are within the category of family members, then look where these people are. There's so many different groups on Facebook. You can go and attend events, seminars, workshops. You can join these different groups on Facebook or other social media. Ask questions and then listen. Listen for the feedback. Listen what these people are saying. And when you actually see that they like the idea, ask them if they would pay for this idea. And that's how you're gonna know there is demand. Okay? Once you validate the idea and you are sure who is your customer avatar, second thing you need to do is to figure out the way how to get E-2 visa funds. This is very important because without these funds, you cannot get E-2 visa. In fact, it's called investor visas, meaning that you need to become investor and you need to actually invest this money. So what does it actually mean to invest substantial amount of capital? Well, it means that you need to find out how much do you actually need to make this particular business successful in the United States. Let me give you an example. Let's say you are a dog trainer who wants to train dogs in the United States. Because people love dogs in the United States and they treat dogs like a family member, especially in California, which is, by the way, very true. And you know your target market is in the United States and you want to train dogs. And you're going to come up with a number that you need, let's say $40,000 to invest in order to start this business in the United States. And that is going to be your startup cost. Maybe you need to create a funnel, sales funnel, you need to include marketing budget. You need to incorporate your business. You need to hire an assistant. You need to open up an office where you can actually meet with your clients. So these are examples of the startup costs that you need as an E-2 visa investor who wants to serve your target audience in the United States. And once you come up with a number, that is your number that you need to actually launch the business, right? And make it successful. Because another requirement of E-2 visa is that your business must not be marginal. What does it even mean? That means that you have to generate more than minimum living expenses for yourself and your family if you are bringing family with you, okay? So if you have that in place, you are pretty much on the way to get your E-2 visa because you pretty much know how much you actually need, and that is the substantial amount of capital. Now, based on my experience, we work with people who invest a minimum $50,000. However, there were cases where people invested less than that and they got approved. Maybe you're starting a digital agency. See, starting a digital agency is a service-oriented business and you don't necessarily need high startup costs, right? There are no high startup costs and therefore you can invest less than that and you can still get your E-2 visa. So, once you are clear on your funds, then step 3 is to incorporate. So, you need to incorporate because once you incorporate, in other words, form entity in the United States, you are going to wire funds to the United States. And you are going to use these funds to actually spend, aka invest these funds towards your E-2 visa. Now, this is very important because sometimes people spend their money from their personal accounts that are in their countries and it gets very, very confusing and you might not even get approved because of that. On top of that, you will need most likely CPA confirmation letter, and usually CPAs require you to submit bank account statements from the US corporate account, not necessarily from your jurisdiction because they practice in the United States. So, you have to incorporate. The question is, are you going to incorporate LLC or are you going to incorporate corporation? The rule is following. If you are just single member, go with LLC, limited liability company. Why? Because this is a pass-through entity, meaning that you are taxed either as an individual or you are taxed on the company level. Either you are taxed as partnership or as a C Corp or S Corp. You can choose how you want to be taxed. There is no double taxation, pass-through entity. On the other hand, corporations are taxed twice, okay? And therefore, I suggest to go with LLC unless you are planning to raise capital in the future and you will give your equity away, right? In case you want to raise capital, maybe you are a startup. In such case, C Corp is the way to go for you. Once you incorporate, you will receive certificate of incorporation and then you can actually apply for employment identification number. This number is crucial if you want to do business in the United States. So, how are you going to get this number? You're going to irs.gov and you're going to apply for this number. Now, once you receive this number, you are good to go and you can open up a corporate bank account. If you already have an existing account in the United States, you can simply call your bank and request another corporate bank account. Some banks are actually allowing this to do online. So for example, Bank of America, if you have an account with them, you can already open an additional account online when you log into your online profile. If you are new to this, you don't have any account, you've never been in the United States, two things. You can either fly to the United States, you can apply for B visa, or you can have and find temporary manager in the United States for you who will open that account for you, or maybe you are planning to do business with your business partner in the United States. In such a case, make sure to understand you need to own at least 50% ownership in that company. Now, when that's done, what are you going to do next? Then you're actually going to create the business plan, essential part of your application. You need to have a business plan and need to be very crystal clear how you're actually going to obtain clients and make money. So, what are the essentials of your business plan? Number one, summary. What is this business all about? Number 2, mission statement. What is your why? Why you do what you do? And why should you get E-2 visa? Now this is very important part because you need to understand why you want to do this particular business, why you want to serve these particular clients, and why do you think you will succeed in the United States. And don't be afraid to be honest. Honesty is the best policy, especially when it comes to applying for a visa. Then you're going to write down what are your products and services. What's your signature product? What's your signature service? What are the essentials? Like, what are you going to offer? And how are you going to help the market? How are you going to add value to United States? How are you going to add value to United States? Number 4, marketing and sales strategy. Very important point, because if you don't master your marketing and sales, you're not going to make any money, especially in early stages. You know, you are moving to a different country, it's a different market. Even if you are an experienced entrepreneur, you still need to embrace that, because it's a different market, different times, and you will be challenged, for sure you will be challenged. So make sure to plan ahead your marketing and sales strategy. Very important. In fact, this is the most important out of the entire process, because the moment you arrive to US on E-2 visa, you need to start making money, right? You need to start serving people, and then later you can possibly upgrade to a green card. Therefore, it's so crucial, absolutely crucial and important for you. After that, you're also going to add future projections. So these future projections should be between 3 to 5 years, because you're going to get E-2 visa for about 2 to 5 years, depending what country you're coming from. And then lastly, you're going to add SWOT analysis. If you don't know what it is, make sure to Google it, but long story short, it's basically going to analyze the weaknesses of the market and the opportunities, the threats, and how are you different. Additionally to that, I do recommend to read the book Blue Ocean Strategy, because this book is going to explain how can you create a business that is different. Because guys, you're either different or you are number one, right? If you want to disrupt the market, you have to be different. And that's how you're going to make it happen. That's how you're going to succeed and how you're going to grow. So make sure to check out that book, because that book is amazing. Now, once you have your business plan, the next step is to actually invest. Very important point to make. Just because you wire the funds to the United States doesn't necessarily mean that you will get E-2 visa right away. You have to show that your funds are committed, or that you have invested, or you are in the process of investing substantial amount of capital, okay? And so that means that you actually have to literally invest. You don't need to invest the entire amount, but you have to show your funds are committed. For example, in case of someone who's gonna be the dog trainer, you secured premises where you're gonna be doing this training. So you are able to submit office space agreement or another lease type of agreement. You bought whatever you need for your business to function, right? You created a website, you hired an assistant, you are already paying this assistant, you invested into incorporation process, etc. You know what I mean? The point being is that you have to show you are serious, the business is not idle and speculative, and you are in the process of investing and your funds are committed. You have to show proof that your funds are committed. The next point is to show your funds are from a legal source, okay? Very important. If you don't have, let's say you don't have 30,000, what you can do, you can actually combine money. You can combine money from different sources, and in the upcoming video I will talk about that more in detail. What are these sources, what you can do, how you can get the money if you don't have any money, etc. So definitely stay tuned for the next video. But these are the necessarily essential steps, right, that you need to do if you want to apply for E-2 visa. And then obviously you're going to apply and you go for interview, you rock the interview, and you are in. So, how does it sound? Sounds good? See, maybe you think this is fairly complicated, maybe you are not the one who can make this happen, maybe you think that this is only for people who are successful, maybe rich, maybe wealthy, they got money, this is not for you, etc. And again, I do want to challenge you on that one, because in my next video, I'm actually going to share my case study, how I went from $700, in fact, to minus $150,000, because that was my school loan, to 6+ figure business that is living the dream, and how I made it happen. I'm going to discuss step by step what did I do, and again how I help other people, how the other entrepreneurs to make the same. So stay tuned for the next video. And I also want to ask you your opinion, how you feel about E-2 visa, and I want to hear from you why you want to come to US on E-2 visa, why you want to live your American dream, and what's the #1 challenge you are facing when it comes to living your American dream and moving to United States. So leave a comment below and stay tuned for my next video where we discuss how to make it happen. See you there. Have a great day.